Hello everyone, this is the unit of remote sensing. This was the first unit in Civil Engineering of Savitribai Phule Pune University. See, in the diagram, Earth is showing as well as the satellite and the remote sensor is showing in this diagram. This study is occur in our syllabus. Okay. See, in the first topic, the main important part is definition and the scope. See, what is meant by the remote sensing? Remote that means it is a device, it is an object, and the sensing that means it shows its properties or its characteristics. So that the remote sensing that means, see the definition. The remote sensing that means obtaining information about an object or phenomena without direct contact in it. Okay, this is the definition of remote sensing. Remote sensing, remote that means it is a far away from the distance, while sensing made up of detaching its property and characteristics. Thus, the term remote sensing, which is refer, examine, and analysis and measure without any direct contact. Okay, understood? See, what are the purposes of remote sensing? The remote sensing is the science and art acquiring information about the earth's surface without actual being in contact. Without any physical contact, we can obtaining the information data from the earth's surface. Okay, understood? See, there are many possible definitions about the remote sensing. Actually, one of the most accepted definition of remote sensing is that it is the process interpretation targets about without any physical contact of object. Aircrafts and satellites are the common platform for the remote sensing. Okay, this is the main topic of remote sensing, its definition and their scope. Next important topic is history and development of remote sensing. Remote sensing is a acquisition of information about an object by recording device that is not in physical contact with it. Today, the term commonly used to describe the process of collection, viewing, interpretation, and analyzing the aerial-based satellite images. Okay, understood? Before, the satellite of remote sensing images were obtained in a variety of creative ways. Early remote sensing images in the mid of the late 1800s were taken by hot air balloon. Okay, understood? In mid 1800 years ago, the hot air balloon that was the developed by the remote sensing. In 1897, the Alfred Nobel, for whose the Nobel Prize is named. In 1897, the Alfred Nobel, he was the Nobel Prize winner. He took the first aerial photographs from the abroad to a rocket. Okay, in earlier century, in the 20th century. Okay, in 20th century, the remote sensing was the images were ever taken by the camera stopped to the flips to pigeons or a kite. In earlier 20th country, the by using pigeon and the kite, the information was collected. As the technological advanced throughout in 1900. In 19th century, the remote sensing via the camera. In 18th century, it's used by the hot air balloon. In 19th century, it will be used by the camera, and earlier 20th century, it will be used the images by using the pigeon and the kites. Okay. Technology is advanced through in 19th century. The remote sensing via camera aboard airplane because the valuable things that likes the wartime recognition in the wartime where the enemies are there you can see the urban development as well as the disaster management. Okay, the land uses agricultural status oil exploration. Okay, but it wasn't until the latest half of the 20th century with the development of aerial satellite the remote sensing expanded in global. Okay, in in 21st century the aerial satellite was developed in globally. Okay, understood everything. See, this is in the first picture. By using the rocket, the information was collected and gathered by the rocket. Okay, and in this second diagram, the information by collected by the camera in the 18th century as well as 19th century. In 18th century, 19th century, by using camera and the rocket, the information and data was collected. Okay, investing the camera of more than 150 years ago, although the first rather the primitive photographs were taken of the still or the ground, the idea and the practice of looking down the earth's surface emerged in the 1840s when the pictures were taken from the cameras secured to the treated balloon for the purpose of photographic mapping. The term remote sensing was first used in the US state in 1950. In the 1950, the remote sensing, this is the term mainly used in the 1915 by the author is Evel Britt of US Officer of Naval Research is now commonly used to describe the science, arts, and identifying, observing, and measuring an without object without direct contact with it. Okay, by the author of 1950, the United States, it was the first innovated in the US officers naval research. Okay, what is the commonly purpose? Its description is for arts identification, observing, measuring, objecting without coming in direct contact with it. This is the process of involved and detecting and measurements of radiation of different wavelengths, reflections or emitted waves. Identifications categorized by the classes, types, substances and the spatial distribution. This is the what is remote sensing and what are the history of remote sensing. Thank you everyone. Can you see the next video for the next topic? Thank you. Listen, like, subscribe for my YouTube channel. Thank you.